7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Welcome back, everyone. In the last video, we started working on this header section, which looked like this, and then now looks like this. The only thing I changed between the last video and this one is I changed this button from saying sign up to watch for free to match the mockup. And now we're going to go ahead and get started on this social proof section here. So we'll hop back into layout. We've finished, for the most part, this header section. So now I want to add a new section, which we're going to call social proof. Go ahead and save that. And within social proof, I'm going to just go ahead and drop two things that I know we already need. We need that headline where it's going to say where marketers come to grow. It's a bit large. Okay, and then now, I don't have it in here, but I kind of want to incorporate a like a subheader here right below it. There really isn't much explanation for what these are at the moment, so I'm going to add this little subheader that explains it. I'm going to center it, make it a bit larger, and give it a little bit more spacing. So that looks pretty good. And now we want to make sure that we have these three columns. So I'll go back into layout, and I have one, add a column. Let's move this. Sorry, I gotta drag this up here, or drag this down here. Well, either way, I want this to be in this row. And then I want this row to be below this one. So I just had to separate it into its own row there. And now I have my new row with the column. So for this row, I'll just say headline and subtext, so I know what it is. And this one, I will say proof points. And then I will add, wrong one. In proof points, I will add all three columns, and then I will drop in the text that we need. So text 1, text 2, and text 3. Come in here and center that. And it'll say 20K plus, and then leads generated. Turn this into that blue, bold it out, blow it up. This one I want blown down. I don't want this spacing here. And then here it'll be 138K plus course minutes watched. Do the same thing here. Blow it up, bold it out, center it, take out my spacing, adjust this one down. And then lastly, over 100 million in pipeline generated. Just repeat that one last time. Center, move the spacing, So that's pretty close. I don't particularly like the gap here, so what I'll test to see is if I can just drop a separate text box right below it and have it be a little bit closer. And that worked. All right, so sometimes it's just playing around a little bit, seeing how you like it. You can clone that, go in here, drop it underneath, turn this into course minutes watched. And then do the same here, duplicate that out, drop it under here, and change this to in pipeline generated. So then for the section, here's where padding comes into play. I want a little bit more of a gap between the top and the bottom. So I'll move this out to like 3, and I'll move the bottom out to about 3. So now I have a little bit more space to work with within here. So I have this, and these are looking good for now. So we're gonna leave it at this outside ring. I did this especially for the purpose of being able to show you some advanced features. Later on in the course, in the optional section, I'm gonna show you how to build this using some HTML and CSS if you'd like. If not, you can always change this section to be something, to do something pretty cool that I like that they have here, is if I add a background color, say I just wanted to give this like a nice like gray, you can check this arrow border section and do bottom, or you can do top, but I prefer bottom here, and it'll point and like direct you into the next section. So if I weren't going to be building this cool little shadow box, I would do something probably along these lines where it has like a background color and an arrow pointing to the next one. I'm going to kill that for now because I'm going to leave it at this. I'm going to show you how we build this a little bit later in the course. So in the next section, we'll go on to how you build the like pain points and solutions section that we have here with the alternating images. And then we'll eventually go on to this section which I added, which is the form where both of these CTAs will link to. So before we end it, let's give this a quick preview. Make sure everything looks good on desktop. We're looking good. Or sorry, on desktop, we're looking good. On tablet, also looking good. And on mobile, beautiful. So always like to preview it. And for now, we're going to stop the video and we'll pick up again with the next section on the page. Stay tuned.